12 things cruise lines count on you not knowing, and how to use them to your advantage. The cruise industry is a multi-billion-dollar business, and part of that model depends on passengers not knowing what experienced travelers know. Nothing is technically hidden. Cruise lines are not running a conspiracy. They just have no reason to volunteer information that saves you money and costs them revenue. This is the Cruise Smart channel. These are 12 things the lines count on most cruisers never figuring out, and what to do about each one before your next booking. Number 1. Repositioning cruises are the best deal in cruising. Twice a year, cruise lines move their fleets between oceans, and when they do, fares fall hard. These are repositioning sailings, when a ship moves from Caribbean routes to Mediterranean or Alaska at the end of a season. The lines need to fill the ship to get it where it needs to go. You get the benefit. The catch is that repositioning sailings are one way. You fly home from a different port. That inconvenience is what keeps them underpriced and mostly off the radar for most cruisers. A 14-day transatlantic repositioning sailing on a major line in spring 2025 was going for under $600 per person inside. The same ship on a standard 7-night Caribbean run cost over $1,100 per person. Search for repositioning sailings in April-May for Caribbean to Europe or Alaska, and October-November for the reverse. If you are retired or have schedule flexibility, this is the single best deal in cruising for what you actually get. Coming up, the drink package math. Cruise lines would prefer you run after you buy, not before. Number 2. Most passengers who buy the drink package overpay. Here is what cruise lines would prefer you not calculate before you swipe your card. If a package costs $65 to $80 per day and cocktails average $13 to $15 each, you need 5 full drinks per person per day just to break even. On a port day when you are off the ship for 8 hours, most people do not get there. Drink packages get pushed hard because the average buyer does not drink enough to recoup the cost. The lines know this. You buy hoping to feel like you won. Many people do not. On a 7-night sailing, 2 people at $70 per day spend $980. If one drinks moderately and the other drinks rarely, actual consumption might run $400. That is $580 overpaid. Before buying, count your realistic drinks per day honestly. 5 or more alcoholic beverages a day is a lot. If that is not you, pay as you go. Next, why the shore excursion price on the ship is almost never the right price. Number 3. Ship shore excursions cost 30 to 50% more than booking directly. Cruise lines mark up shore excursions significantly compared to booking with local operators in port. The ship's guarantee, they hold departure if a tour runs late, is real and worth something. It just does not justify a 40% premium on a standard half-day tour. In Nassau, Bahamas, a dolphin encounter through the ship in 2025 ran $189 per person. Booked directly with the same facility before sailing, $139. That is $100 per couple for the identical experience. Do the research before you leave. For familiar ports with straightforward activities, book direct and build an hour buffer before the listed ship departure time. The risk of being left behind is real. It is also manageable. In remote or complicated ports, the ship's weight guarantee changes the math. Know which kind of port you are visiting. Stay with me, the price protection policy most passengers never think to ask about. Number 4. If the fare drops after you book, ask for the difference. Cruise fares move constantly. Lines drop prices to fill slow ships, run promotions, and adjust rates as sailings get closer. Most passengers who watch their price fall after booking have no idea they can ask for an adjustment. Before final payment, most major cruise lines will reprice your booking if the same cabin category drops. After final payment, you typically get onboard credit or a cabin upgrade. A couple booked a celebrity sailing 8 months out at $2,800. 4 months later, with a promotion running, the same cabin was $2,200. They called, asked about price protection, and got $600 in onboard credit. Set a fare alert or check the price monthly. Call and ask specifically whether a lower price applies to your booking. They will not contact you, but when you ask, the answer is often yes. Up next, the cabin booking category that regularly delivers a better room for the price of a lower one. Number 5. Guarantee cabins regularly come in better than what you paid for. Most cruise lines offer a guarantee cabin category. You pay the minimum price for a category, and the line assigns the specific cabin later based on what they need to balance the ship. That need frequently works in your favor. You take the risk of landing at the bottom of the category. In practice, upgrades happen often enough that experienced cruisers use guarantee bookings on purpose. A traveler who booked a guarantee inside cabin on a 2025 Royal Caribbean sailing was assigned an ocean view cabin 3 weeks before departure. Inside cabin price, ocean view room. Book guarantee in a category you can live with at the minimum. Inside guarantee bookings land in ocean views regularly. That price gap runs $200 to $400 per person. If you upgrade, you keep it. Coming up, the specialty dining discount that is gone the moment you step on board. Number 6. Pre-booking specialty dining online saves 15 to 25%. Cruise lines charge less for specialty dining when you pre-purchase online before sailing than when you pay on board. They want the revenue locked in. You get a discount for giving it to them early. On Norwegian Cruise Line in 2025, a specialty steakhouse dinner was $49 per person on board and $39 pre-booked online. For 2 people over 3 specialty dinners on a 7-night cruise, pre-booking saved $60. After you book, go to the line's website and look at specialty dining pre-purchase options. Book what you think you will use. Most lines let you cancel up to 24 to 48 hours before the reservation. If plans change, you cancel. If they do not, you paid less for the same dinner. Next, the rates that exist for many people watching this right now, but never show up in the booking flow. Number 7. Unadvertised discounts exist for seniors, past passengers, and state residents. Cruise lines have promotions for past passengers, state residents, AARP members, and military personnel that never appear in standard search results. These rates are real. The lines do not advertise them because they do not have to. Holland America, Princess, and Carnival have state-specific resident rates that run 10 to 15% below standard pricing. AARP discounts with Royal Caribbean and Celebrity can run 5 to 10% depending on the sailing. If you qualify for any of these and paid full price on your last cruise, you paid for a discount you already had. Before booking, call the reservations line directly and ask, "What promotions apply to me?" Give them your state, your past passenger history, any memberships, and your age. A 5-minute call before a $2,000 cruise that turns up a 10% discount saves $200. Stay with me. The insurance timing mistake that creates a coverage gap no one notices until they actually need to file. Number 8. Buying travel insurance late excludes pre-existing conditions. Most cruisers treat travel insurance like a last-minute checklist item. 2 things happen when they buy it close to departure. The cost goes up, and any pre-existing medical condition gets cut out of coverage. Pre-existing condition coverage requires purchasing the policy within 14 to 21 days of your initial cruise deposit. After that window, any condition that existed at booking time is excluded, including conditions you did not know about yet. A traveler deposited on a cruise in January, developed a health condition in March, and bought insurance in April. When that condition required care during the sailing, the claim was denied. Pre-existing exclusion, nothing to appeal. Buy insurance within 2 weeks of your initial deposit. Use a comparison site to look at third-party policies rather than defaulting to whatever the cruise line sells. Their coverage typically costs more and covers less. Up next, the gap between the price in the ad and what you see at checkout. Number 9. Shoulder season gets you nearly the same cruise for a lot less money. The 2 or 3 weeks just before and after peak season on any itinerary offer the same ship, the same ports, and close enough weather at meaningfully lower prices. This is one of the most consistent and least used savings in cruising. A 7-night Alaska balcony cruise in peak July 2025 ran approximately $1,800 per person. The same ship and route in late May was $1,200. Average temperatures in Alaska in late May are close enough to July that most people on deck would not notice. The savings were $600 per person. For Mediterranean sailings, May and October have solid weather, the same ports, and noticeably fewer crowds than July and August. Look at the weeks around your target dates rather than locking in on peak timing. Check weather averages yourself. The experience difference is usually small, the price difference is not. Coming up, the charge that is almost never included in the fare you see advertised. Number 10. The advertised price almost never includes port fees and taxes. When a cruise shows up advertised at $499 per person, that is the marketing number. Port fees and government taxes add $100 to $250 per person on a typical 7-night sailing. You cannot opt out of them. They are not small. A fare advertised at $599 per person for a 7-night Caribbean sailing in 2025 regularly confirmed at checkout at $788 or higher. That $189 gap per person is not a surprise to the cruise line. It is how they structure their pricing presentation. When you compare sailings, click through to the final booking screen and use the checkout total as your number, not the advertised starting price. Most booking tools let you toggle to total price. Use that view. The advertised fare is for the ad. The checkout total is what you are actually comparing. Next, the credit card being pushed at embarkation that most cruisers should skip. Number 11. Cruise-branded credit cards usually return less than a general travel card. Cruise lines push their co-branded credit cards at embarkation, on board, and in pre-sailing marketing. Most of those cards are a worse deal on cruise-related spending than a standard travel rewards card. A general travel rewards card, Chase Sapphire Preferred, Capital One Venture, American Express Gold, earns points you can redeem against any travel expense, cruise deposits, flights, pre-cruise hotels. Cruise-branded cards earn points that only work within one-line system. A $3,000 cruise deposit on a Chase Sapphire Preferred earns roughly 9,000 points worth $90 to $135 in flexible travel credit. The same deposit on a Royal Caribbean Visa earns about $30 in cruise credit. Unless you sail the same line several times a year, a general travel card returns more. Check that before the next card offer finds you in the embarkation line. Last one, and this changes the total cost of the trip before you look at a single fare. Number 12. Your departure port choice can save more than a discount fare. Most cruisers pick a sailing and then figure out how to get there. Doing it the other way, looking at which ports you can drive to first, changes what the trip actually costs. Flights to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, or New York from inland cities can run $400 to $800 per person round trip. A couple who can drive to a home port close to them saves $800 to $1,600 before the cruise fare even enters the picture. Home ports that serve inland travelers include Baltimore, Galveston, New Orleans, Tampa, Port Canaveral, and Jacksonville. A couple from Nashville in 2025 priced out flying to Miami at $640 round trip versus driving 7 hours to Port Canaveral for about $150 in fuel and parking. The Port Canaveral sailing cost $200 more per person. They still came out $240 ahead on total trip cost. Map your driving radius before you search. Total cost, cruise plus getting there, is the number that matters. None of this is secret. Every single fact we covered today is publicly available. What cruise lines count on is that most passengers never ask the right questions. The lines run a legitimate business. They just have no reason to hand you a cheat sheet before you sign. Now you have one. Subscribe to Cruise Smart